And just come into mountain pose. So standing with your feet hip width apart, and you can close your eyes. Adjust your clothing, get the last bit of fidgeting over with, and then try to find stillness. So close your eyes so you can quiet the mind and feel into your body. Maybe rock a little back and forth in the feet, maybe lift the toes and then spread them across your mat. And then lift your kneecaps by engaging your quads. Engage your pelvic floor. Pull your pelvic floor up and in your Mula Bandha. We want to make sure to have that engaged anytime you're thinking about it today. At the very least, though, whenever I talk about lengthening the spine. And then engage your lower belly, your Uddiyana Bandha. You want to make sure you're engaging your low belly anytime you're twisting or bending. So feel your spine nice and long, tall, shoulders relaxed, face relaxed. Tune into what we call Ujjayi breath, deep ocean sounding breath. Count 3 really slow, really deep breaths. With each exhale, letting go of any last bit of tension, any last bit of thought. And when you're ready, you can blink your eyes open and heel toe the feet back together to touch. Setting up for our pranayama breathing exercise we start with, you'll interlace all 10 fingers, place them under your chin, thumbs gently press into the throat, draw the elbows towards one another in front of you, relax the shoulders. Empty your lungs, root down through your feet, and then begin to inhale slowly, separating the elbows and lifting the forearms up to frame the face, lifting the rib cage up, last sip. And then exhale through a wide open mouth, head goes back, elbows come back to touch in front of you, empty the lungs. Inhale, separate the elbows, keep the arms high. You'll bring your gaze back forward though, forearms to frame the face. And then exhale, head goes back, looking up, squeeze out all that stale air. Inhale slowly for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, fill the lungs, keep the belly tight. Exhale, squeeze the belly even tighter. Empty the lungs completely. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, 2 more here. Gaze comes back forward on your inhale. Forearms up. And then exhale, head goes back. Elbows touch in front of you. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale. Return to mountain posture here. Take a breath. And then we'll set up for Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Inhale, arms up, interlace your fingers, release the index fingers. Just begin to tick-tock side to side, warming up the spine here. Really stretch through each side of the body. So if you want to go slow, reach out from side to side. Once you've evened out both sides, we'll meet back center. Look up at your hands. Lift your chest, lift your arms, lift your gaze. Exhale. Sorry, did I say look up at your chest? And then exhale, reach back. Just a little back bend here, warming up. And then we'll go ahead and inhale back up to center and exhale, forward fold. Pedal out the heels. You can hang in ragdoll, you can take a quick flow or take a down dog, whatever feels good. So for some of you who are newer and you might not know what that means to take a flow, you're welcome to do this with me if you want, just to teach it to you. It's just a sun salutation. So you would inhale, lengthen the spine, and then exhale, plant your hands, step back into a plank, and then you're going to lower down. So you can take this push up from your knees or not. You can lower all the way down or to a hover. So you can inhale to cobra or upward dog, and then to downward dog. And then we'll meet with our feet back together at the top of our mat. Hands interlaced out in front, biceps to the ears, rise back up with a flat back, setting up for our first set here. Glue the hands together, biceps to the ears or even pulled back further. Take an inhale to lengthen, lift the rib cage, and exhale, squeeze the belly, squeeze the ribs back together and fold. Use your right hand to pull on the left. Create a huge stretch on the left side of your body. Make sure that your shoulders and hips are squared to the front of your mat. And again, we're engaging Uddiyana Bandha, our low belly, to help our spine be supported as we're bending. Bring the arms back back behind you a little bit more. Yeah. Last couple breaths. So on the inhale, you can see if you can't create a little more space in your spine, like a bendy straw, pulling that out, and then a little more depth, bending a little further. Inhale back up to center. Really reach up and lengthen, and then exhale over to the left. Bump that right hip towards the windows. Squeeze your palms together. Try to keep the arms straight. Pull back on the arms. We're really working the shoulders and the upper back. You're going to keep your gaze straight ahead, chin lifted a little so breathing isn't difficult. Last couple breaths to see if you can't go a little deeper. Let's pull this hip back. There you go. Inhale back to center, setting up for our back bend. Look up at your hands. Lift your chest, reach up with your arms, and then exhale, reach back. Press those hips forward. Good. Lifting the spine, making space between the vertebrae. Reaching back. Inhale, come back up to center, and exhale, fold forward. Go ahead and pedal out your heels. Loosen up the low back there after that back bend. Then when you're ready, bend into your knees and glue your chest down on top of your thighs. So no light shining between your belly and your thighs. Reach around, scoop up your heels if you can. If not, grab your ankles or your calves. And then inhale, lift through the hips. Maybe the legs straighten, maybe they don't, that's okay. Still feeling that stretch in the hamstrings and in the low back. You want your head hanging heavy. Squeeze, your biceps are really working here. Squeeze your elbows towards one another. Last couple breaths. If you want to try to find a little more length in the spine, and then use your grip to slide the body down the legs a little further. Go ahead and release your grip, and then interlace your fingers out in front of you. Release the index fingers, biceps to the ears. Rise back up with a flat back, so maybe a little bend in the knees. Exhale, hands to your side. Take a nice big inhale. A nice big exhale. Let it go. Moving into our second set. We're not here as long in second set. Inhale your arms up. Find that same grip. Really lift the rib cage up. And then exhale, squeeze the abdomen, squeeze those intercostal muscles, and fold to the right. Inhale back up, and exhale over to the other side. Squeeze the palms together. Nice strong arms. Inhale, back up. Look up at your hands, lift your chest, reach up, and exhale, go back. Really try to drop your gaze back. Don't be afraid to look back. Press the hips forward. You're not going to fall, I promise. Reach back a little further. Inhale, back up, and exhale, fold forward. Pedal out your heels a little bit, loosen up the low back. And then when you're ready, glue your torso down to the tops of your thighs, reach around for your grip. Inhale, lift the hips, and exhale, pull. Maybe continuing to do that with every breath. Lengthening a little more on the inhale, pulling a little more on the exhale, lifting the hips a little more. One day those legs are straight. You're cupping the heels behind you. Your forearms are hidden behind your calves. Go ahead and release your grip. Hands out in front, biceps to the ears. Rise back up with a flat back. Exhale, hands to your side. Take a nice big inhale. Nice big exhale. Utkatasana, separate your feet hip width apart. Setting up for our 3-part chair. So toes are pointed straight ahead. And you'll inhale your arms out in front of you. Glue your fingers together. Pull those arms back. Pull the chest up. Take another inhale, lengthen. Exhale, take a seat. Come down nice and low. Weight is back in the heels. And then maybe play around a little bit with how this feels. If you're moving the feet just isometrically towards one another, but make sure everything stays parallel to the sides of your mat. Maybe you move them apart from one another energetically. See how you can activate different parts of your thigh. See where it feels best for you. And we'll slowly rise. Come up onto your toes. Get those heels up nice and high, and then slide down an imaginary wall. So keep your shoulders over your hips. Belly tight, chest stays lifted, arms stay strong. Focus more on getting those heels up higher. Work the feet, work the ankles, work the calves. Then we'll slowly come up. Drop the heels, keep your arms strong. Bring the heels up again just a bit so you can squeeze the thighs together. And then slowly come back down that imaginary wall. If it feels okay on your knees, you're going to let the heels lift so that you can come to hover over the heels. Don't sit on the heels. Keep your knees pressed down towards the mat. Squeeze your knees together really tight here. And come up with control. Release arms down. Take a nice deep breath. Notice that heat we built. Second set. Inhale, arms straight out in front of you. And then take a seat on your exhale. Hips lower. And you're reaching forward slightly here. Maybe playing around with the feet. Pulling the feet apart or towards one another. Really plant the heels. Your weight should be in your heels in the first part. Slowly come up onto the toes now. And then slide down an imaginary wall. When you can't go any lower, focus more on your feet. Keep your upper body back. Low belly tight. Slowly come on up. Drop your heels. Keep your arms strong for this last part. Bring your heels up just a bit so you can pinch the knees together and then slowly start sliding down that imaginary wall. So if you feel yourself start to lean forward, stop there. Don't lower the hips anymore. Really squeeze the knees together. And then we'll slowly come on up. Release everything down. Bring your feet together. Take a nice big inhale. Nice big exhale. All right, Garandasana, Eagle. Inhale your arms up. Get ready to identify the right arm. Swing it under. The left. So crossing the arms or just grabbing opposite shoulders if you need to modify. Sink your hips nice and low, and then bring the right leg as high up on the left as you possibly can, unless you need to keep the right toes down as a kickstand. You can cross your legs, but just the thighs, so that you can keep the right toes down for a little support if you need help with balance. But the deeper you can bend into that left knee, and the higher you can get that right leg on the left, then the better your chances are of getting the right toes tucked behind the left calf. Really squeeze everything tight. Pull those elbows down, broaden the chest, keep the belly engaged. Last couple breaths here. Now on our inhale, we're going to release. Reach the arms up, uncross the legs, and then identify the left arm, swing it under. Sink those hips down low, and then bring that left leg as high up on the right as you can. Really trying to squeeze everything tight so there's no light shining between the thighs. And when you have your toes tucked behind your calf, then no light between the ankle and the calf. Keeping the upper body back again like you're up against an imaginary wall. Pull the elbows down, broaden through the chest. Last couple breaths. Maybe you can sink a little deeper. Squeeze a little harder. And then on the inhale, release. Going right into second set. Right arm under. And then sink the hips. Gahi, try just grabbing opposite shoulders. So then you can kind of hug yourself and work those arms a little closer together. I think better that way. So crossing the leg. Not here as long. See if you can't go a little lower. So I usually give you that chance in that last breath or two of first set to go a little deeper. Second set, you always want to see if you can't go right to that deepest point and hold. Inhale, release. And then exhale, left arm under. Sink the hips, bring the left leg up and over. The tighter you squeeze, the better you'll feel balanced. Really working on strengthening those joints. Go ahead and release. Inhale. Exhale your arms to your side. Take a breath. You can take a sip of water if you need it. And then we'll get set up into our balancing postures. So Eagle just got you ready for being on one foot. The next few postures are a little more challenging for balance. There's sort of levels we can take with these here. So you stop wherever you start to feel challenged. So shift the weight into your left foot and make sure that that entire foot is connected to your mat. And then inhale your right knee up. Flex the right foot. And make sure that standing leg is really strong. Okay, if you're feeling wobbly here already, this is where you stay. Work on that balance. And you're still working on that hip flexor strength a lot too on the right side. If you feel good, you want to go further, we're going to reach for a grip under our foot. So you can bring your right knee in with your grip and walk the hands down the shin. All 10 fingers interlaced under that foot. Lift up, press into that standing leg, and then begin to kick. You don't have to have that upper leg straight. Flex the right toes. Keep the standing leg straight. So those are two things that everybody's doing. Eventually, when both legs are straight, you can work towards a forehead to knee connection, or you can wait and work on it in second set. Keep the right toes flexed. Last few breaths here. If you want to go a little deeper, If you have the knee up, maybe going deeper is bringing that knee up even higher for those last couple breaths. And we'll go ahead and release the right foot down. And bring your left knee up. Flex that foot. Standing leg stays straight. So again, see how you feel on this side. Balance is different from one side to the next. If you're already feeling wobbly, stay here. If you're able to move forward, you'll walk the hands down for that grip under the foot. Pull back up on it, pushing down into that standing leg, and then begin to kick. And move slowly. There's no need to rush it because the first set of these standing postures we hold for a while. Keep the left foot flexed back towards you. If you point those toes forward, it's going to pull you forward. Keep the standing leg engaged. Keep it straight. Last few breaths. And we'll go ahead and release. Take a nice big inhale and a nice big exhale. Good. Second set, weight in the left foot, and you go right into wherever you left off in those last few breaths. Exhale forward for your grip. It's an inhale to pull up, and then an exhale to begin to kick. When both legs are straight, you can start bending those elbows and working forehead to knee. So keep your heel in line with your hip. Don't lift the leg up too high. Keep the standing leg straight. Flex your toes. And try for your forehead to knee. Bend the elbows. You guys can come out of it when you're ready. Good job. All right, right foot plants. You're gonna bring the left knee up. Try to move with your breath. Exhale for the grip. Inhale, lift it back up, push down into that standing foot, and then exhale, kick into your grip. Good. Keep that left foot flexed. Keep the standing leg straight. Bend the elbows. Good. There's a lot to think about once you get to this point of making that forehead to knee connection. Keep flexing the foot. Pointing the foot forward is pulling you forward. You can come out whenever you're ready. If you're determined to get it, I'll stay here with you. You're like, so close. Just noticing that each side is different, right? And you'll get a chance to work on that forehead to knee connection part of it when we're sitting. All right, standing bow. You're going to bring your right elbow into your right hip, palm facing up. Weight shifts to your left foot. You're finding a grip on the inside of your right ankle with that right hand, all 5 fingers glued together. Then inhale the left arm up and exhale, begin to kick. Just start kicking. Kick and separate heel away from your glute. Don't start hinging forward. Kick, kick, kick until you feel like you have to come down to counterbalance, really big kick. And then as the torso comes down, you can start to bring your palm to face the mat, chin to shoulder. Just find where you can hold in this first set. I'll give you the last couple breath warnings so you can go further. So equal and simultaneous kick and reach. The bigger the kick, the more you reach. Make sure that left arm is active and reaching forward. Last couple breaths. All right, go ahead and release. So other side, left elbow comes in. Drop that hand back for a grip on the inside of your ankle. So some of you have your foot. See if you can't slide it down to your ankle and get all 5 fingers glued together. Inhale the right arm up and then exhale, kick. Focus on that kick first. Let the kick guide you into where your upper body needs to go. Once your toes start to reappear above your head behind you, then torso can come down to face the mat. Palm faces the mat, chin to shoulder. Good. Right arm really active, counterbalancing that huge kick you're creating. Point the toes. Last couple breaths here. Gahid, switch your grip this way. Yep. Go ahead and release. Take a deep breath. Second set. Right elbow in, reach back for that grip. So we always want to have the soft part of our elbow facing out so we have that nice outward rotation of the shoulder. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, kick. Big kick. So you create tension just like a bow. This is standing bow pulling pose. Just like a bow, you're pulling back and creating that tension. Last couple breaths. Go ahead and release. Other side, left elbow in, reach back for your grip. Soft part of the elbow facing out. All 5 fingers glued together around the ankle. Inhale, right arm up, and then exhale, kick. Last couple breaths. And release. Go ahead, take a big inhale and a big exhale. All right. Come to the back of your mat for Tula Dandasana, balancing stick. Inhale your arms up, interlace your fingers, release the index fingers, and then exhale your right foot forward, body comes down, left leg lifts up. Trying to come into a capital letter T with the body. You want to keep the hips level. You want to keep the left hip bumped down. So you want to think about pigeon-toeing that left foot towards the midline of your body or rolling the inner thigh up towards the ceiling. Nice. Go ahead and step back. Keep your arms up. Inhale. And exhale with the left foot forward, body down, leg up. Keep the low belly engaged to help with balance. Both legs really engaged and strong to help with balance. We're spinning that right inner thigh up towards the ceiling now. Really getting our heart rate up with this posture. Go ahead and step it back. And release your arms down. Take a big round of breath. We'll do a second set. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, right foot, body down, leg up. Option if you want here, it's a little more advanced. You can bring your arms to the side, try to bring your body down a little bit more and your left leg lifting a little bit more. And then go ahead and step it back, reach the arms up. Inhale, exhale, left foot forward, body down, leg up. Really reaching the arms out in front of you long, reaching that right leg back behind you. If you took that option for more advanced, bring your arms back, bring your torso down more, lift that right leg more, and then step it back. Exhale, your arms down. Take a nice big breath. Feel that heart rate, heart pumping in your chest. Go ahead and take a quarter turn towards me. There at the back of your mat, setting up for our wide leg stretch. Inhale your arms up and exhale, giant step out to the right. So nice wide stance. You want your feet just below your wrists. Unless you're flexible, you can have a shorter stance than that. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge at the waist. Long spine all the way down. Lead with your chest and your chin forward. Reach for the outside of your heels if you can. If not, you're going to grab your ankles or your calves, but you want to keep the rounding out of the spine. Nice, long spine. Maybe using your grip to work here. So inhale, lengthen the spine, find a little more space, and then exhale, use your grip to bring your torso closer to your legs. One day, head on the mat. So you want to rock the weight forward in the feet. Carly, I would maybe take a micro bend in your knees. Just a little bit of a bend. Not that much of a bend. You just looked a little hypermobile. So yeah, just barely, so that your quads are active, your quads are engaged. Everybody wants quads engaged. Helps release the hamstrings. Low belly engaged helps release the low back. Go ahead and release your grip and inhale halfway up. Slowly come all the way up to standing. You're going to turn your right toes towards the front, bend into that right leg. Setting up for triangle, so maybe a nice wide stance, okay? Make sure hips are right under you, equal weight in both feet. Flip your palms, rotate your arms, and we don't want to bend at the waist and reach forward for that front foot. You want to come down low in your lunge to come lower. You don't have to come that low today. You come where you feel like you're being challenged, but you can stay in control of that breath. And you want to think about having the left side of your body rolled on top of the right side of your body. So your fingertips can come to rest right there where your flip-flop would be. Last couple breaths. And then inhale up. Turn your right toes in and your left toes towards the back. Bend into that left knee. Come down low. Set up in a nice, strong warrior position first. Nice, strong legs. And then when you're ready, flip your palms, rotate your arms. And we don't want that that left knee to be coming inward. So you can be pressing your left arm into that left leg to make sure it's tracking over that ankle. Pressing into that back foot even, energetically drawing the heels towards one another, really activate the inner thighs here, feeling a little more stable in this posture. And then inhale up, turn the left toes in. We'll go right into our second set of our wide leg stretch. Inhale, lengthen, exhale. Pull the belly in and lead with the chest and chin forward. Really long spine all the way down, and then find that grip. Take your grip and then take another inhale, lengthen, exhale. Use your grip to pull. Make sure your weight is rocked forward towards the balls of the feet. Inhale, halfway up, arms come out. Slowly rise. Turn your right toes towards the front, bending down deep into that knee. And then flip your palms, rotate your arms. Come up just a hair. There you go. Last breath. Inhale up. Turn the right toes in. Left toes towards the back. Coming down low in that lunge. And then flip your palms, rotate your arms. Just a tad. Good. And I press a little pressure. Maybe think about pressing hips more forward. Roll the right ribs back. Go ahead and come up. Turn the right toes in. And then we'll inhale, right foot meets the left, reach the arms up, and then exhale, hands down. Take a quarter turn towards the front again. Setting up for separate leg, forehead to knee. Inhale your arms up, press your palms together and cross your thumbs. And then take about a 3-foot step out with the right foot, about halfway down your mat, 3 or 4 feet. And then turn the back foot 45 degrees. But we want that left hip bumped forward, so maybe feet are separated a little bit. You can step that left foot out a little wider. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, chin to chest. Pull your belly in, round over that front leg. And then finally bend into your knee to create a forehead to knee connection. You had a block for your hands on this one, didn't you? So you can separate your hands if you need to help with balance. Just keep them out in front of you so you're still working on rounding everything forward, working on your shoulder flexibility. You want to try to have equal weight in both feet. If your hands have separated, bring them back together. Round yourself back up by pushing into that front foot. And you can step the right foot back and the left foot forward. Setting up on this side, we want right hip forward, so maybe step that right leg out a bit. Setting up here, inhale, lengthen, exhale, chin to chest, round the shoulders forward, pull them up towards the ears, pull the belly in, round over that leg, and then bend into the knee as much as you need to get forehead and knee touching. This is all about the compression here. We want to keep our hips squared, so pull that right hip forward, left hip back. Equal weight in the feet. If hands separated, bring them back together. And we'll round ourselves back up slowly. You can step forward or back, it doesn't matter. Feet together, arms to your side. Take a nice deep breath. One last standing posture here. Tree. Bring the weight to your left foot. Right leg can come up to the inside of that leg if you need to modify, or bring it to half lotus. So bringing the right foot to the left hip flexor. Make sure you're not torquing the knee. You don't feel any pain or discomfort in the knee. You're just rotating from the hip to get there. Left hand can hold under that foot like a bicep curl. Right hand to heart center. We're trying to release in the hip flexors here. Lengthen. Your inhales lift you up, lengthen you, lighten you. Your exhales root you down, ground you into the mat. And then if your foot is in half lotus, you can bend the standing leg and hinge forward, get a deeper stretch in that right hip. Maybe from there you can reach down in front of you and start to lift your left heel, bend into that leg, and sit on your heel. Coming in to toe stand. We'll have that option for both feet in second set though. Go ahead and rise it back up. Meeting in tree and release. Weight shifts to the right foot and bring your left leg up however you did on the other side. Being gentle with the knee. Down into toe stand on the other side. You can do that again here. If you're just coming down part way and getting more stretch in that hip, or coming down into toe stand to get some of the benefits in the feet and ankles as well. So here you get a deeper hip stretch and you get to work the feet. If you'd like to come down into double toe stand and work the feet, you just sit on both heels, trying to stack heels over the toes, pushing knees away from you, keeping your back straight, shoulders over your hips. Grip the mat with your feet. Feel all those tiny muscles in the feet working. Go ahead and rise back up. Release your tree. And we will take 2 cleansing breaths here today. Inhale, circle sweep up the arms. Stretch through the sides of the torso. Exhale, hands to heart center. One last time. Big inhale, fill the lungs, stretch the body. Even bigger exhale, let it all go, and come down into mid Shavasana. So head towards the mirror. You can keep your eyes open here in this mid Shavasana because we are still in the middle of our practice. We are just practicing letting go, coming into stillness as quickly as we can. Letting go of our thoughts. Just observing them like a movie. Pass through the mind. And then reconnect with our breath. Three more deep breaths, trying to slow the breath down. And then on your next inhale, you'll bring the right knee in and interlace all 10 fingers around that knee. Pull it in towards your right shoulder. Pulling it off to the side of the body so you're avoiding the rib cage. Your chin is slightly tucked to lengthen out the back of the neck. Your feet are relaxed. One last breath, one last tug. And then we'll release. Bring your left knee in, find that same grip. Pulling it off to the side and towards the left shoulder. Feet relaxed, face relaxed. Hugging it in tight, working on that hip flexibility. Massaging your digestive system at the same time. One last breath, one last tug. And then go ahead and release that leg down to the mat. Bring both knees into your chest. Reach around and give yourself a big hug. Try to grab for opposite elbows around the knees, but maybe you need to modify and grab opposite forearms or wrists or fingertips or one knee in each hand. Find your tightest grip that you're able to have. Point your toes down towards the floor and push your knees into your arms, but hug them in really tight so they don't actually separate away from your chest. You just feel a release in the low back. That low back flattens to the mat. Your chin is tucked, so the back of the neck is long on the mat as well. Go ahead and release your legs down to the mat. Setting up for our transitional sit-up. Arms come up to either side of the head, palms facing the ceiling, thumbs crossed. Big inhale to lengthen and sit up, and a double exhale that sounds like to fold forward. So you want to flex your feet so you can reach for those toes when you come forward. So inhale, lengthen and sit up. And then exhale. Good. Take 2 nice deep breaths into this forward fold. And then we will roll over onto our belly for spinal strengthening postures. So, cobra. You want to zipper up your legs like you have one tail, like a cobra, and you're going to be driving the low body down into the mat to lift your upper body. So hands are at push-up position, chin to the mat. You want to engage your legs, push the tops of the feet down into the mat, and push your hip bones down into the mat. Exhale, and then inhale, lift your chest up, peel your chest up off the mat, and maybe even slide your hands a little closer back towards your waist. Good. Really push the low body down. Feel that low back working, glutes fired up. Lift up just a bit more. And release right ear to the mat. Second set. Chin to the mat. Arms at push-up position. Legs together. Really drive the low body down into the mat. Exhale. And then inhale, come up. Haley, do you mind if I sit on you? Okay. Reach back for my arms. Grab my forearms. There you go. Last couple breaths. Push the low belly down. Maybe lift up a little higher. And release. Left ear to the mat. All right, chin to the mat. You're going to roll your arms underneath you. So palms are down into the mat here. All right, you want to roll the arms outward. Palms down in the mat. Fingers spread wide. Relax your left leg and inhale your right leg up. Lift it up high, but don't push down into the left leg to lift it, and don't roll the right hip open to lift it. Let's pulse for 3, 2, 1. Bring it down and relax it, and then inhale the left leg up. So you're lifting that leg up, but you are equally reaching it for the back wall as well. So really lengthen that leg out and pulse for 3, 2, 1. Good. That's our warm up to get ready for both legs at the same time. So face comes down like you're kissing your mat, and then exhale, inhale, lift both legs up at the same time. Good. Really push the shoulders down, upper arms down, lift the legs up, squeeze them together, straighten them out, and release. You can bring your arms out from under you. Right ear, I think, to that. Arms out like airplane wings, legs stay together for full locust now. Exhale, inhale, lift everything up. We're just going to do one set of this and one set of floor bow. So give it your all. Lift those legs up a little more, squeeze them together, lift the chest, lift the arms, and release. Left ear to the mat. All right, floor bow. We're going to bend the knees, reach back for the outside of your feet, just below your toes. Try to bring your knees back towards one another. And then exhale, push your hip bones down. Inhale, kick back into your grip. Good, and then rock forward onto the soft part of your belly. Good. Give it one last kick. Look up and release. Good job. All right, we're going to come up into fixed firm. So you'll have to remind me if anybody needs a prop for this. So you come forward on your knees, separate the feet behind you so that you can sit, toes pointed straight back. And if hips aren't touching, it's okay. Keep your hands behind you there for support. Lean in, lean back, and breathe into it. If hips are down, come down onto your elbows, tuck your tailbone under, stretch those quads. Knees can separate if you need to separate the knees. From here then, maybe you can come down onto your shoulders and grab opposite elbows up above. Does anybody need anything for this? Good. So just breathe into the tension. Maybe you're feeling it in your hips or your quads, your knees or your ankles. Go ahead and slowly come out of it the same way you went into it. Come to a seat on your heels, knees together for half tortoise. Inhale your arms up, press the palms together, cross the thumbs, and then exhale forward. Try and get your forehead on the mat and the knife edge of your pinkies. If hips need to come up to get there, that's okay. Really reach the arms out long. On your next inhale, engage your low belly. Come back up, trying to keep the hips low. Reach the arms up. And then exhale the arms to your side. Take a breath. We'll come up to a kneeling position on your knees. Knees are separated, hip width apart. And your hands are going to come to your low back for support. Draw your elbows towards one another. Really stretch the fronts of the shoulders and the chest. Inhale, lift your gaze. And then exhale, start to round back, looking for that back wall. Maybe you can reach back to find a grip on your heels. Keeping the hips forward. Big back bend here. Big stretch in the front side of the body. Bring your hands back to your low back. Come out of it slowly. Take a seat. Take a breath. Notice any sensations in the body. Heart rate usually goes up in back bends. Go ahead and come back up for second set. If you want to widen the knees a little bit more here, you can. Hands to your low back. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, go back. Take it slow. Listen to your body. And stick with it. We stimulate our sympathetic nervous system in back bend. So you tend to feel a little stressed. Heart rate goes up. Breathing is difficult, but it's okay. You're okay. And bring your hands back to your low back. Come up. Sit on your heels. Take a breath. Let it go. Moving in the other direction with the spine. In rabbit, you're going to slide your hands down and try to cup your heels. Chin to chest. Round yourself forward. So once you get forward, you can really get a grip on the heels. Bring your forehead to your knees. And then lift the hips. Get just a better grip this way. Yeah. So now lift the hips up and you're really pulling hard on your grip. And you're holding your body weight there with your grip. It's like you're going to somersault, but you're not going to because you're pulling so hard on your heels. Slowly round yourself back up. And we'll come to a seat on our mat. Right leg will go out long, left foot in. Inhale, arms up, make a basket with the hands, and then exhale, reach for that foot. Place your basket on the bottom of the foot. So bend your knee as much as you need to grab the foot, tuck the chin, and make a forehead to knee connection. So here's that chance to practice the touching the forehead to the knee part, kicking into your grip. So take a grip here at this part of your foot flex. Try getting elbows down around the calf, maybe even on the mat. Go ahead and inhale back up and switch legs. So left leg goes out and right foot goes in. Inhale the arms up, interlace your fingers, and then exhale, reach for that foot. Grip under the foot. So bend the knee if you need to. Go ahead and inhale, come up. Send both legs out in front of you. You may have to walk your hips back underneath you. And then grab your two big toes with your two piece fingers. And inhale, lengthen with that grip, and exhale, pull. So place your fingers between your first and second toe. Yeah. And you want to push into the feet, though. Don't let the inside of the feet come back towards you. Push into the feet like you're standing up against a wall there. Get a better stretch. Go ahead and inhale, come back up. And we'll come into our twist. So you're going to bring your left leg under and your right foot will cross over. If you need to keep the left leg straight, you can. And then your right hand is going to come behind you to sit up really tall, and then inhale your left arm up and exhale, twist. Maybe take another breath to inhale, look towards the windows, lengthen really long. Exhale, then take it on around, looking over that right shoulder, trying to grab the knee in front of you. So turn that thumb down towards the mat. There you go. Then you can really use the traction there, pushing arm into leg, leg into arm to help you twist. Pulling the right shoulder back. You'll know that you're at the edge of your twist when your inhale is pulling you out just a little bit each time. Exhale, twist you back around. One last breath. On your exhale, you can release and bring that right leg under you, and the left foot crosses over. Left hand, push into the mat, sit up really tall, right arm reaches up, and then exhale, twist. Maybe taking that extra breath once you have your arm down to look in this direction. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale it on around. Trying to keep the chest lifted, keep the spine really long. Slide the shoulders down from the ears, shoulder blades slide down the back. Last breath. Go ahead and release. You can either sit crisscross or on your heels for Kapalabhati breath. It's a big inhale to start, several forceful exhales that sound like ch, ch, ch. We'll do 2 sets. The inhales just take care of themselves, and you want to relax the belly and let it snap in and out. Sit up nice and tall, big inhale. Five, four, three, two, one. Push it all out. Take one big breath here. Second set. Five, four, three, two, one. Push it all out. Come down into final Shavasana. Head towards the back now. And try to get there quickly. Settle into it with as little fussing as you can. Maybe lift your chest to bring your shoulders down the back a little. Roll your palms up towards the ceiling. Fingers gently curl. Let the feet flop open. Completely relax and let go. Close your eyes. Clear your mind. Relax your belly. Let your breath return to its natural.